We were a new group, all working together for the first time. All things going pretty well, looking pretty good to qualify for that podium race, and unfortunately Nathan Outeridge and the Japanese team just take us out and ends up riding both boats off.
Just real disappointment, you know. I mean, we're having a great race, and yeah, I mean, unfortunately the Japanese just took us out. I mean, that's racing. It happens in auto racing as well, where someone can just take you out, but it's tough because yeah, you don't like to be taken out of the race when you can't do anything about it.
Italy, the next event, big pressure because we really need a result here. We hit an underwater object and snapped the rudder.
The good thing is we bounced back, even though, you know, we got hit whatever we hit on the water.
But still walked away with a third place.
Look, at each of these events, all you're trying to do is to make that final race and fight for the podium. The good news is the boat's going well, the team's sailing well, and look, eventually it will turn.
Look, another good result for the team, you know, given what's happened at the first two events. We've now climbed ourselves up to halfway throughout the field, and there's still plenty to go.
Denmark, top-end conditions on the Friday, coming into the bottom gate over 90 k's an hour, turn the mark, and both CJ and I are thrown out of the cockpit. CJ sort of lost the wing sheet and ended up doing a somersault as we almost flipped over, landing on his leg and snapping his fibula.
Considering what we've been through this week, you know, losing a key guy out, smashing his fibula, and having to bring someone in last minute for race one, we'll take the fourth place.
SailGp, another great result. Had an awesome battle with the Japanese and the Spanish. Japanese ended up passing us.
We continue our climb up the leaderboard. You know, this is our first event where we did not have an incident on the water involving someone breaking a bone, hitting an object, almost sinking. So, man, things must be turning for the better. We've just got to keep chipping away, keep putting the results on the board and be in the running for the $1 million.
Spanish Grand Prix in Cadiz. The Brits were leading after the start, put it in hard, had a huge nosedive and capsize. We did a bit of a crash as we avoided them, but still walked away with a second place.
We came into this event 2 points off the lead. We now leave this event 1 point off the lead. So that was an improvement. We need to improve how we sail a boat in these conditions. You know, San Francisco more than likely will be windy.
This kind of change.
Sydney was just an awesome event. I mean, such a fun racetrack, great conditions, big crowds, had a great start, good first reach with the Aussies, but they were just simply too good.
The Aussies are still the benchmark team in those conditions.
But the great result for the team was that we now, because of that consistency, because of that fight back throughout that season, we had now qualified for the final and we're guaranteed a slot alongside the Aussie team. So pretty remarkable when you look at how the season started, what we had to deal with and face with.
We started off this season being taken out by the Japanese and in last place, like the worst possible way for a new team to enter a competition. So to see them just fight our way back with all the stuff we've had to deal with, broken bones and hitting things, you know, I think we can take a lot from that, but now we've really got to learn and you know, try and bridge that gap to the Aussies.
Obviously, the job's not done. Our goal is to get out there and have a real crack at the title. We've all had history in San Francisco. We've all spent time racing there. especially between the Aussie team and ourselves. We both have team members that were involved during that America's Cup in 2013 with Oracle. We had the amazing racing against Team New Zealand on the bay there. The Bay Area racecourse there is just one of the best in the world. I mean, it's windy, it's set up perfectly for spectators. I think it's really fitting for the grand final.
It's great to be an underdog going into San Francisco, trust me. Hey, that's the great thing about sport. The favourites don't always win.